Have you ever been in a position where you felt like a fraud? Perhaps you felt the successes you were experiencing were due to luck or good timing and not by any true merit of your own. Hi, my name is Stephanie Reeves, and today I'll be talking about imposter syndrome. I have suffered from imposter syndrome for most of my life. I just didn't know it. Once I was introduced to the idea that I may have imposter syndrome, I began to realize all the ways that it has affected me. Imposter syndrome is extremely common, but it's not well known. It could be affecting you or someone you know, and it's imperative to take action against those unwanted thoughts that imposter syndrome can produce. I will be explaining just what imposter syndrome is, the different ways individuals can experience imposter syndrome, and how it can be managed. So, what is imposter syndrome? According to dictionary.com, imposter syndrome is the anxiety or self-doubt that results from persistently undervaluing one's competence and active role in achieving success, while falsely attributing one's accomplishments to luck or other external forces. For example, say you were accepted for an amazing promotion and you are thrilled, but you may also feel guilty for acquiring a position that you think should surely belong to someone else, perhaps someone more qualified, even though you were certainly qualified. Psychologist Pauline Clance, who initially used the term imposter phenomenon, which was later coined imposter syndrome, stated in 2017 that really it should be called the imposter experience. Because it's not really a complex or mental illness, it's something that almost everyone experiences, like a type of anxiety. So now that you kind of understand a bit about what imposter syndrome is, it's time to explain the 5 different types that someone may experience. On the Women's Health magazine website in April 2019, Cassandra Barbraw wrote an article titled "Imposter Syndrome Comes in 5 Different Forms," and she explained that the first type is the perfectionist. The perfectionist imposter feels that if they are less than perfect in anything they do, then they are not worthy of praise or accomplishment. The second is the Superman or Superwoman. The Superman or Superwoman imposter goes above and beyond what is necessary in everything they do so as to overcompensate their feelings of being a fraud. They do so much more, hoping no one notices that they don't belong. The third is the natural genius. The natural genius imposter feels ashamed if they really need to work hard to master a task. They judge their worth on how easily something comes to them. The fourth is the soloist. The soloist imposter feels they have to do everything themselves, or otherwise they see themselves as incompetent. And finally, the fifth is the expert. The expert imposter judges their worth by how much they know and are terrified of being found out by anyone to be unknowledgeable. Do any of those relate to you? Well, never fear. Now that you're aware of the different types of imposter syndrome, it's important to know how you can combat them in your everyday life. Talking yourself up, building your self-confidence, consciously empowering yourself without overwhelming yourself with unrealistic expectations. These are all ways to combat imposter syndrome. You deserve your successes. Belle Cooper states in her blog posted on Zapier.com that one thing you can do is recognize unhealthy perfectionism, like fearing failure or criticism. Learning to do a task well enough instead of perfectly and being okay with that can help overcome those imposter anxieties. In Psychology Today, an article titled "The Reality of Imposter Syndrome," published in September 2018, author Megan Dallacamina says that perhaps the most limiting part of dealing with imposter syndrome is that it can limit our courage to go after new opportunities, explore potential areas of interest, and put ourselves out there in a meaningful way. She puts it best by saying, at the end of the day, remember this: you are here for a reason. In this job, your business, your life, you are worthy. You are better than you think you are. You are smarter than you think you are. You know more than you give yourself credit for. Remember that and remind yourself as often as you need to. Imposter syndrome is incredibly common. It happens to most, if not all of us. And once you recognize it for what it is, you can start to manage it and increase your self-confidence. So, the next time you or someone you know begins to feel like a fraud, or that perhaps they feel like they don't fully deserve the successes they are experiencing, remember what I've said about imposter syndrome and how you can overcome it by realizing your true worth and your merit. Thank you.